Hey everybody, happy Tuesday afternoon. Just wanted to check in. It's Christmas week, obviously, and I know everybody is so busy and has all kinds of things going on, but I wanted to check with you and see how you're doing. And just a couple of reminders. Number one, whatever your plans are this week, the most important thing that you can possibly do is make a very specific intention about what you will and won't do during any gatherings that you might have. I know some of you may not have gatherings. You may be working. You may be, not celebrating. But for anything that you have going on this week, and New Year's is coming also next week, I really, really just want to make sure that you know the most important thing is that you can't be iffy. If you go into any situation, say, let's just say you have to work and it's Christmas, probably where you work, unless you work alone, people are going to be bringing things in. And you have to go in with the mindset of, this is what I'm going to do today, regardless of what I'm faced with, regardless of what food is tempting, regardless of emotions. I am determined that this is what I'm going to do. And I would say even get really specific about it. I know for me, in my first few years of recovery, it was really important for me on holidays to say, I'm going to eat this number of plates, either one or two. Like, I literally had to get super specific with my food. I had to decide ahead of time whether I was going to eat keto sweets. I think if you go in and it's fuzzy, like, oh, I'm going to really try my best, a lot of times that's when we fall off. So I just really want to encourage you to be really open, very specific with your plan. And then I also want to encourage you to post here in the group what your intentions are. You'll notice that some others have had some occasions, travel, birthdays, and what they did was they came here in the group and they said, hey, I've got this thing going on. I'm concerned about my ability to get through it, but I'm posting here in the group for not just accountability, but also support. And so I really encourage each one of you to think about whatever it is that you have coming up this week, and just commit that to the group, and don't be iffy on it. Whatever it is you decide to do, don't be iffy on it. The other thing I wanted to talk about is really, the things that we've covered so far. Part of this group's about learning, but the other part is about practice. So you can learn about commitment. You can learn about Ed. You can understand his presence there. You can learn about danger zones. You can learn about Ed's lies and speaking back to Ed and how to do that. But none of that will do you any good unless you're practicing it. And so I think it's really important, and what was on my heart today is to really encourage you to talk about the interactions that you have with Ed throughout the day. When you hear from Ed, come to the group and say, you know what, I just got an Ed thought, and this is what I did. I spoke out loud. Here's what I said back, and I made it through. The more that you can actually practice that, remember I said learning to speak back to Ed is like learning a whole new language. It's true. So the more that you can practice that, the more that you can share it, the more fluent you get in that, and the easier it is. I find that you can have a lot of knowledge about this subject, but if you're not actually daily practicing speaking back to Ed and actually putting that into place, it won't do you any good. And remember, speaking out loud is critical. If you are trying to battle Ed and it's all in your head, you're thinking back at Ed and you're not speaking back to Ed, then you're really, really, really not going to win most of the time. Ed tends to win that battle because he just keeps that on repeating a thought over and over and over again until you feel like you have to give in to get rid of the thought. Not remembering that the other way to get rid of the thought is to address it, take the thought captive, and speak back. So I just wanted to encourage you guys to really practice that, but not only practice it, talk about what you did. Talk about your Ed interactions and what you said back and that you made it through. Part of what works about these groups is we're all on the same page. We all have the same disorder. We're at different levels of healing. There's some people that, are just getting to that place of just understanding that they have an eating disorder. And there are people that have been practicing this for a while. There are people that are fully sober here in the group. And we really need to play on each other's experience and be able to help each other. That is the magic of having a combined group with people with different places in their journey. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you, and it's all about putting it into place. Practice your new language and let's hear it. Again, really strongly encourage you to think about what you have coming up in the next week between between Christmas and New Year's Eve and all that. Like, what are your plans? And what are your specific things that you are going to do and commit to going into those situations, because that just puts you so far ahead of the game when you actually put it out there to the world, especially this little world right here where we all understand and we will have your back and we're cheering for you. So anyway, hope you have a great week. I will see you again. I'll speak to you again before Christmas, but just wanted to check in today and let you know what I was thinking about. What I was thinking about for, obviously we're not going to do a call on Christmas Day, which is Saturday when we would normally do it. I was considering the following day, the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you have any thoughts on that, that's what I'm thinking. It could be that next Monday night, but I'm really thinking about doing it Sunday the 26th at 8 p.m. So anyway, if you have any thoughts on that, if the majority of you absolutely can't do that because you're traveling or something else, let me know. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. I'll announce that for sure tomorrow. But if you have thoughts on that one way or the other, just let me know. So anyway, I'll see you guys again soon, and really looking forward to hearing what your plans are and also hearing what you're doing to combat ED in your everyday life. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.